Let's spill that tea. Humble tea it is. Okay, guys, let's get into some tea because you know what? As I was talking in the last episode, I discovered that hey, maybe y'all would like me to talk about Friends. I mean, the show was like now, you know, 20 years old. No, we're not gonna do math. Anyways. Well, no, wait, well, 28 years since it began, because it began in 94, and I was born in 94, so I was just a wee newborn when it began, and then 2004, so I was in 4th grade when it ended, ish, yeah, anyways, so there's that, so, there's 10 seasons, and, you know, compared to shows now, like, that's nothing. But at the time, 90s, it was, the longest the show went. Yeah. Anyways. So I'm going to kind of break it down in a couple of episodes. Because, I don't know, there's, like, a few things I want to talk about. And so I want to kind of maybe, like, this one kind of go over the first couple seasons. Because there's a lot to talk about. And I don't know. Plus, I want to kind of think about, like, it's like I go here and I'll skip around or something, but, yeah. First, I'm going to say my favorite character, everybody probably knows, is Phoebe. And just honestly, she is. Honestly, I think, to me, I really appreciate Phoebe and Chandler's growth throughout the series, like, especially Chandler. Honestly, I think Chandler, I guess you could say you've seen his growth the most, especially, like, there was, like, this huge growth, like, once he started going out with Monica, and it was just, like, he was, but, like, I don't know, there was just, like, he was still his funny Chandler self, but, like, there was just a growth about him, and then, I don't know, it's, like, there was times, but especially more in the younger, it was, like, earlier episodes, it was, like, Phoebe was kind of the not so smart, but I mean, it was like she didn't go to school, so, but, like, she still knows that. I mean, she's street smart, and so, like, I don't know, like, you got to see that more, and I don't know, I like how they, and then, it was like, Joey, they went back and forth, and I know, like, a lot of people, there's mix of people love the show, there's people, like, not fans. And I know some people say, like, it didn't age well, and there might be some parts, yeah, okay, you watch and you're like, okay, that didn't age well, but then it's like, you watch it and you think, okay, yeah, that's not something you see nowadays, but it's like, or you would joke or whatever about, but, like, you have to put yourself in that 90s, 2000, early 2000s mindset, and, yeah. Also, okay, I'm gonna go back to the beginning, but like I said, I'll be jumping around, but it just came to me, but it was like, I love it, like, some, there is sentimental moments and all that stuff, and then funnies and all this, but I love it. I always hear that, like, one of Lisa Kudrow's favorite episodes is, the Halloween episode, whenever, the one with, like, when Ross is, duty, pretty much, and, Chandler is, the bunny, and, like, it's when Rachel's pregnant with Emma and stuff, because it was the first episode after the 9/11 attack, and, so many people said that, and that was, like, it was good to, like, they enjoy, the humor, like, it was good to get, like, it was just, like, it was the first one after, like, it was, good from all the tragedy that had happened, that, like, there was, it was that light in the tragedy, I guess you could say, and so, like, I don't know, like, just, warms your heart, like I said, it is very back and forth on, who likes the show and whatnot, but I thought that was cool. And yeah, and just also like how they came to be, and like also that I think it was Ellen that was they thought of for Phoebe first, and it's just like I don't know, I love Ellen, all right, not I don't know, I did until some things that came out about her, but I don't see her as Phoebe. Like, I love Lisa Kudrow. She's just perfect. Like, she just embodies that Phoebe weirdness, and yeah. Also, I'm just gonna say it, putting it out there. I'll probably talk about it again. But a lot of people say like they like the whole Phoebe and David, and that Mike. They like it just seemed off. It was just because people wanted Paul Rudd and blah blah blah, and Phoebe and Mike didn't work and blah blah blah. I disagree. Like, one, I love Mike. Two, I feel like Mike was like the perfect guy for Phoebe. Honestly, because okay, David was cute, and I liked his nerdy vibe and stuff, but also, oh, I'm sorry, he annoyed me. Like, I like the whole opposites attract. He's a scientist, and Phoebe's Phoebe, and so is like the opposite attract or whatever. And like she was helping him, like when they were kissing in his office, and she was like, "Yeah, just sweep. I think you're a sweeping guy," and like the way she would talk. So like, it was cute, but like I said, there was a growth with Phoebe that I don't know. I didn't expect like. I guess the earlier, like when Phoebe was younger, it was like, okay, it's cute. But like when David kept coming back and then all that, I was just like, I was over him. I was just over him. And in the perfect way that Mike and her, like, you just, like, it was just like so perfect for like her and Joey's relationship because like they were gonna set each other up. And of course, in Joey fashion, like, besides like Ross and Chandler, probably like the only guy friends that he has, whatever. And so, of course he doesn't know, and so he just goes to the place he knows best. I mean, hey, at least he like try to set her up with Gunther, but but she would know. But anyways, that he went to Central Perk and was like, because he said a name. He didn't even know it, and he said Mike, and then Mike was there, and it was just like, I don't know, it's like, it's very much a TV show thing, but like, I don't know, it just fit their characters so much, and then, that of course, Joey messes up, and does fingers wrong, and then, Mike shows up there, and it's just, because like, I mean, there was another girl there, and so could have been, they changed up, and Mike ended up hooking up with Phoebe's friend, but no, like he really, he felt something for Phoebe. I mean, he said he was never gonna get married again, and he changed. Like, Monica told him get over it, and he did. He flew there to Barbados because he cared about her, and I just love Mike. Okay. But anyway, so this show began in '94, so 28 years ago. So like I said, yeah, a lot of things have changed, and also you see like it was it happened during 9/11. Like it was the show was going on, and it's actually interesting that because in 2001 was when Chandler and Monica got married, I believe, or around then. But anyways, it was like right before it happened, that May or whatever it was, and so, in true Chandler fashion, he was gonna make a joke because, this whole thing, make jokes about, or I don't know, like, I don't know, just he was gonna make a joke. And because that had happened, they decided, of course, they were, and they were very Or like, yeah, they did not go with that, and so it was cool how they did, and it was about them wanting to be in first class, and then Monica taking the oranges and stuff like that. So and they did a good pivot, I guess you say. So yeah, but okay, so season okay, so there's a few things I just have to talk about. One, okay, Ross to me, you like him, you don't like him. Me, he has his moments for me. Ross is just he's a lot to take in, and I feel like because he was the smart kid, the smart child, the like like he got put on this pedestal that he himself kind of had that big head, and so it was kind of interesting him kind of get knocked down, but like also I don't know, like I had moments, but anyways, so one, Rachel comes in, they hadn't seen each other. She's like, "Oh, you got married," and I know things change, whatever. You don't know how long the show's gonna go, but it was like, they show a throwback and or they show a flashback, and it was before Central Park was Central Park. It was a bar, and Rachel was there. She's like, "I'm engaged," and all that, and she goes, "That's so nice," and blah blah blah. It's like one, Chandler knows, from previous Thanksgivings we see later. He knows Rachel and all this stuff. I mean, I guess a couple years go by, and not in college, and things change. But it was like he knew her, and two, like she's like, "I bet you I never see her again." But like, I don't know, just the interaction. But again, minor things that happens in shows. That was one that always gets me. Two, Ross finds out that Carol is pregnant. Two things about that. One, it irritates me to no end when they go to the sonogram. Because yes, they're divorced. Whatever, her and Susan want to get married, but you know what? It's his baby. So, like, they're like this. Susan is coming on third because it is Carol's baby and it is Ross's. Biological, it is theirs. And that whole thing that, like, she's like, "Well, it's my," Susan's like, "Well, it's my baby too." And, like, okay, but, like, that doesn't mean that your name needs to go on there and not Ross's. Like, it's just as much, like, and there's stuff about his parenting and all that stuff, but like also, it's just, yeah, you don't see a lot of it in the show. It's just, I don't know, that scene just drives me insane. Like, I get it, you're his mom too. Like, I'm not trying to take away from Susan, but it's like, don't take away from Ross. So that scene just pisses me off. It pisses me off to no end. That it just. Whew. Okay. And then the other thing. So later on, they did it in the What If episode. Like, what if him and Carol never got a divorce? What if he never got divorced? Which time? The first time. Anyways, it was like, what if he never got divorced? And Phoebe like threw out there having a threesome, and then later we see a flashback episode, which also the What If episode was Cole Sprouse's first episode. It's been, anyways. I know too much trivia. I've seen the show way too many times. I could quote it too many times. Yeah, I'm crazy. Anyways, so then a flashback episode, whenever it was showing no. Wait. No. He was talking with Charlie, and she found out that her fiance was gay, and him find out Carol, and like, people are like, oh yeah, we knew all along, blah blah blah, and he's like, you float around a threesome. She's like, I never did that. Well, people are like, well, that's confusing. That he did that in a what if, so but you gotta think. You gotta think. Yes, maybe it did. It didn't happen, as in the what if. So like, Phoebe wasn't in the hospital. Phoebe wasn't in the hospital with a heart attack because she wasn't in that job. But maybe she did give him that idea, or maybe him, maybe Phoebe did get in that circumstance. Maybe Phoebe did give him the idea for a threesome, in another circumstance, or Joey did. But anyway, Ross and Carol had to been together for her to get pregnant, and and the timing of it, like, so to me, they had a threesome. Carol and Ross were together, so she pregnant, then her and Sue, it was like, because in the what if episode, he's like, the other one kept kicking me away. So my idea and what probably really happened was like Carol and Ross were together, and then it was like, okay, he was done, his part was done, like, obviously, like, and then they were together. So, just because, like, it didn't happen like we seen it, but he still probably floated the idea. It was just, like, as in, they didn't already have a child, and she was doing it, like, they were young, it was before they had a child, blah, 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 right? So, I don't know, it's weird, it doesn't matter, but I don't know, I read too far into details and things, and it's like, well, it really could have, if you think about it, not the way we've seen it, but, use your imagination. And so yeah, there's that, and just, yeah, also, I'm sorry, Rachel kind of does get on my nerves, like, she's cool and all that stuff, and sometimes I feel for her, but yeah, also, yeah, I don't know, yeah, I don't know. Also, the whole Ross and Rachel thing can be quite annoying. But, then again, they're both kind of annoying and both kind of perfect for each other. I don't know. But, yeah, I don't know. There's also a thing, it's like, I guess technically she was a single mom. I mean, how much did Ross help? But, like, also, they did live with her, the last little bit she was pregnant. And, well, Emma was a baby, but I don't know. There's a lot to talk about that, and I'm not too sure, and I kind of want to see what you guys think and where I should go from this. Also, Monica, she had a lot of growth and, like, her growing more confidence, especially, like, between her and her mom and all of that. And also, I love Tom Selleck, and I loved Richard Burke, but sorry, Chandler and her, they really, like, you just look, and it's like, even when, she's, like, telling, it's the whole thing, never say never, but she's, like, telling Chandler never, and he keeps, like, well, what if this scenario, what if I'm the last one, blah, 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 blah. It's, like, just, they're dynamic, like, if you watch the show again and over again, like, you see it from the beginning, and there was just this click, and then, you kind of see that Monica kind of, I had a crush on him when she was younger too, in the Thanksgiving episode, and she lost weight because he called her fat, and it just, and so then it's like, oh, she grew up, and then it's like, so then she didn't see him that way, but, it's like, it always lingers, and so, yeah, but, yeah, I think I'll wrap this episode here. I would love to hear what you guys think. What I should dive into more. and everything. Like I it just there's so much. I feel like there's so much to talk about, and I just began, but it's just like, yeah, but also I need to like write this down and like have points and all this, because like I said, I'm kind of like all over the place. But anyways, if you like this and you'd like to hear more, comment down below what you like to hear, any of that stuff. Like it, consider subscribing, following wherever you hear these podcasts. And yeah, until next time, bye guys. That's the tea.